Hey guys, welcome to my channel, or welcome back. My name is Laura, for those of you that do not know. Today I'm doing a classic book rec video, and that is Good Girl, Bad Boy Romance Recs. I'm trying to make this one books that you've never heard of, but if you're an OG Lovely Like Laura watcher, they might not be new to you books, but if you're just randomly coming across this channel, hi, I'm Laura, maybe you haven't heard of these books yet, and I'm excited to share them with you, but hopefully all of you, I get at least one book that you've never heard of. That's my goal. That's my goal for this video, so comment down below if I hit it. But very excited to share these books with you guys. But before we get into that, I do have a sponsor for today's video. Before I get into the sponsor, I do want to say that if you're not 18 years or older, kindly fast forward the video to the timestamp on the screen, because this is a product for the older crowd. So keep that in mind, but I'm going to get into the sponsorship now, so either fast forward or continue watching. I'm really excited to be partnering up again with Osuga, which is a sex toy company. I did a sponsored video for them a few months back and it actually went over swimmingly, and I really wanted to work with them again. I'm actually so passionate about this brand just because I love the way that they just really emphasize empowering women. They're all about sex positivity and creating normal, open conversations surrounding sex. I think that needs to be talked about more, which is why I'm like, we're doing this again in my video, because I love that we can just have open and honest conversations about sex and about being women and feeling empowered. So if I didn't already say, the brand is Osuga, and I am again talking about their Cuddly Bird product, which looks like this. It comes in this really cool little container that you plug a wire in, which it comes with, and you plug it in and it charges and it just stays magnetically on the stand. It has like these magnets on the bottom, which are also the power buttons, and it looks like this. The whole thing vibrates, and then also there is a suction function as well, so there's two different ones, different speeds. You can just mess around with it, get it to whatever your liking is. But I really like this product. I think you guys will like this product. I feel like now more than ever is a time to really emphasize self-love and relaxation and putting yourself first, and if that means splurging on a new sex toy, that's what it means. So I really recommend that you guys check out this product. I do have a coupon code for you guys, which is $40 off if you buy one product and $80 off if you buy two. The coupon code is Laura40, so check that out in the description down below, along with the link to the website. I just really love this brand. I love supporting and working with them because I actually think that their products are making a really positive impact and difference in the world, and I love that we get to have these talks more often. So definitely go check out the coupon code down below if you're interested. But other than that, we're gonna get started with the book recs. Okay, the first book on my list is one that I have been dying to talk about ever since I finished it last month, and that is Something in the Way by Jessica Hawkins. This is actually a part of a larger series. There is 4 books, but I recommend the whole series. I would say you can totally read book 1 and then stop, but it's a cliffhanger, so you're gonna want to read the whole series, but I promise it's good enough that you'll be like dying to continue. This is a book series about a girl who falls for her sister's boyfriend. However, she feels really entitled to that crush because she actually met this boy first. He was working construction across from her house when she was just a teenager in high school, and she kind of developed this like silly crush on him, and her sister ended up dating him, her older sister, and the books kind of span over some time, and you get to really see how her crush develops, how the relationships develop. This book series was like addictive. I could not put it down. I finished the whole thing in just 2 days, but the main character, she's definitely more of a shy, naive type girl who's kind of never done anything bad in her life, and this male character has had a kind of troubled past and even gets into some trouble throughout the book series that you'll definitely see if you read it. So it definitely gives you that good girl, bad boy vibe, but he's definitely a sweetheart at heart. Definitely, out of any book in this video, read the series. It's so good. Next is a classic Lovely Like Laura recommendation, but if you haven't read it yet, you need to read it, and it's Little Lies by H. Hunting, aka Helena Hunting. This is the spin-off from the Puck series, which I still haven't read. I've only read this, but it doesn't matter. You can just read this book. It's totally cool. This one is about a girl who kind of had this friendship with her brother's best friend when she was a child. Something traumatic happens to her in her childhood, and he's just very protective of her, always there for her. But they grow up, they grow apart, he moves away, they rekindle in college, and he is absolutely horrible to her upon her getting to college. And so because of this traumatic thing that happened in her childhood, she's super closed off from everybody, super reserved, and just doesn't really have a ton of life experience. He, on the other hand, has kind of gone off the rails, and I feel like she's there to just like reel him in and them to just kind of develop what they had when they were kids again, and the book kind of describes that. And I kind of love that classic like child childhood friends to enemies to lovers arc, and especially when it's good girl bad boy, I just think it's so good. So this is one of my favorites. I thought it was such a fantastic read, really, really quick, and it's just a really good one. I highly recommend it. Okay, next book is the first book in a larger series, but you can read it as a standalone, and it is Storm by Carrie Ann Cole. It's a part of the Embers and Ashes series. Oh my god, I've talked about this book previously, so sorry to be repetitive, but this book, it was so fun. I feel like it's one of those books though that might not be everybody's cup of tea, but it's my cup of tea for sure, and it follows a big like rock star band, and all of the bandmates have their own books. So the first one is about the lead singer. His name is actually Storm, and this main girl who one night is driving to an event for work, and she runs into this insane blizzard. Her car gets stuck in the road. She like can't do anything about it, and Storm happens to come across her on the road, and he's like, we need to go stay in my truck, like this isn't safe, but we can't really travel anywhere. So it has that beginning element of like a stuck together romance, which I love. A stuck together close proximity romance. It just always makes for really fun, chaotic, just the best content. I love it. So there's like that stuck together element. They have to stay a few nights in his truck, and he immediately takes a liking to her, but he's like this big famous rocker with like a bad reputation, and she's this girl who's in a relationship and is totally oblivious to him even feeling that way towards her. She again is kind of that very much like sheltered, like, oh, I have like my boyfriend, I have my job, I don't really do anything else besides that kind of girl. And Storm kind of shows her that there can be more to life than just going to work and having a relationship that you're comfortable in, and it's so good. I really love it. I love the whole series, but I have always had such a soft spot for this book in particular because I especially love Storm. So check it out. It's a really fun one, and it's a super quick read as well. Next up on my list is Twisted Perfection by Abby Glines. This is a part of a larger series, but it can be read as a duology. There's two books, Twisted Perfection and Simple Perfection, and they follow the same couple. The main girl in this story has had a really tough childhood, as that is a similar theme in a lot of these books, but an insanely tough childhood. She literally has these crazy nightmares every night. She can't sleep. She has trust issues. She comes from nothing, just like the whole 9 yards. And this book explores her relationship with this guy who is really rich, and he and his family own a golf course or like a country club kind of thing. And he really takes a liking to her and wants to kind of like fix her in a way. But she's the type of person that like doesn't want to put her baggage on people, but he's like, no, please do. And it's just kind of their relationship. And I really, really love this one. It's that rich boy, poor girl trope, which I'm a fan of. And then also just like the really tortured soul kind of aspect of her having all this trauma. I really enjoy seeing unpacked and getting to kind of find out as you read what happened to her and why she is the way she is, and this guy character just wanting to be there for her. It's like so sweet. It's literally like I had a stomachache reading it because I was just like obsessed with their relationship. So highly recommend this. I recommend the whole Rosemary Beach series, but if you're not interested in reading 12 books, I get it. Read the duology. It's so good. We're breaking some rules today because my next recommendation is Good Boy, Bad Boy recommendation because it is a gay romance, and it is Linemates and Study Dates by Eden Finley. This is a part of a larger series, but you can read it by yourself. I should literally have that printed behind me. Like I say that for every book because most of the books I read are series, but they can all be read as individual books. I digress. So this series follows a team of hockey players, and all of the players have like their own book. And so in this one, it follows this one player who has a super rough, crazy past. Shocker. And the other boy is actually the son of the hockey coach for the team. He ends up helping his dad with like equipment and all that because he loses a bet, and his dad makes him do it for the semester. And his dad is worried about this one player and asks if he can keep an eye on him. So that kind of leads to them forming this friendship that kind of turns into more. So I really love this one. I love this whole series. They're all just like super quick reads. They're all LGBT. So read the whole series. I recommend it. But this one in particular, the bad boy, good boy thing going on was really, really cute, and I really liked it. Next book on my list is Little Hoodlum by Kay Webster. This is a part of a series, but it follows a girl who is in love with her brother's best friend. This girl's brother and his friend are kind of known as like the badass kids at school, like always doing reckless stuff, always getting in trouble, and the brother's best friend has always been somebody that kind of helps her and her brother in her life and has always looked out for them, so she feels this kind of close connection to him, and this book kind of explores them becoming more. So it's like a typical like brother's best friend romance, but it's really cute. It's good girl, bad boy. Highly recommend it. Kay Webster's books are like super quick, at least this series is, so I can read them in literally a sitting. It might be longer for you or shorter, but I think that they're really worth the read considering how short they are. But I really love this story. It's probably my favorite out of the series so far. Next book on my list is Stay With Me by J. Lynn. I literally sound like a broken record, but this book follows a girl who has a lot of trauma, and because of it, she's kind of closed off from everybody. She hasn't kissed a boy. She hasn't gone on a date with a boy. She just like is very innocent because of this trauma, and she moved far away from her hometown, but something happens where she ends up coming home, and she meets this boy who works at a restaurant as a server or a bartender or something like that, and he's just kind of like bad news, but he's also like really sweet to her and sympathetic of her, you know, past and all that, and you kind of get to see it unpacked. I really, really love this one. It's one of my favorites in this series. I love this whole series, but this one specifically, this main character is just so strong, and I love her because of it. Like, when you find out all the things that she's been through, it's just like crazy. But this is such a good one. I know that all these books are starting to sound the same, but they're all different. Like, they all have different traumas and different things they go through and different relationships. So like, it's worth reading all of them if you're into the good girl, bad boy trope, but I know I'm starting to sound the same. Last book on my list is called Second Semester by QB Tyler. This follows a girl who falls in love with her boss, aka her dad's best friend. So it's a little scandalous, it's a little taboo. It's this girl that ends up working at this big company as kind of like an assistant role, I think, and she's very like put together, posh, very well behaved, and she kind of ends up breaking the rules a bit for this romance with her boss slash dad's best friend. So it has that like taboo element, but it's also like good girl, bad boy. It's really exciting. This is a really, really quick read. Like, when I'm telling you the ones before are quick, like this one's like a quick read. So this is a series of standalones, but this one is my favorite, and I think you guys should read it. So those are my recommendations for some good and fresh good girl, bad boy books. I hope that I found at least one that you haven't read so that you can go check it out. Let me know if you've read all of these. If so, you get a gold star, but let me know so that I can do another video for you guys. But I love this trope. I think it's a classic. It never dies. Everybody loves it. So let me know if you want to see more recommendations like these down below. But other than that, I really appreciate you guys watching this video, and if you give it a thumbs up if you like it, and make sure you're subscribed to my channel if you're not already for weekly bookish content from me. Other than that, you guys can follow me on all of my socials down below. I'm on TikTok, I'm on Twitter, Instagram, all the fun stuff. Follow me, we can talk on there, have some fun. Again, a huge thank you to Osuga for sponsoring this video, and if you have not taken advantage of the coupon code yet, go check out my link down below. But other than that, thank you guys so much for watching, and I hope you all have a fantastic day. Bye!